8 years ago, I walked into a needle exchange for the first time. I was in awe, not only because the first thing I saw when I opened the door was a bright lime green frozen yogurt counter with stainless steel bins, but instead of looking at chocolate chips, strawberries, frozen yogurt toppings, I found myself looking at sterile water, tourniquets, and syringes. Needle exchanges are part of a broader public health program known as harm reduction. And harm reduction programs have a very simple and straightforward purpose: to reduce the harms associated with substance use. And they do this without demanding or requiring abstinence. And I had no idea years ago that when I walked into that exchange, it was going to change not only my perspective, but the course of my career. And the thing about harm reduction programs is that these are inherently social programs. They're born from grassroots community care activism from organizers in the 80s as a response to the HIV and AIDS epidemic. And I see that day in and day out. The relationships people form at these centers are just as important as the supplies that they're there to pick up. And, surprise, surprise, they work. When you provide quality care to people without demanding certain behaviors, they feel respected. And every person that walked in that room, the reason I was in so much awe, everyone was being treated with genuine dignity and respect. Well, thank you. It should not have been remarkable. But in a world that so consistently devalues and ostracizes people who use drugs, it was. So I'm a second-year graduate student. I've been volunteering there for a year. I decided to start my very first independent research study right there at the center. And I had a million questions I wanted to ask as a second-year psychology graduate student. So what did I do? I designed a 2-hour research study for my participants. I had them filling out surveys, completing neurocognitive tasks. And out of pure curiosity, I also added some interview questions. And to my surprise, it was one of those questions that I had asked just to better understand people's daily lives, where every single participant gave me the same response. I asked, "Can you describe your relationship with your friends?" Every person looked at me and said, "There is no one in my life who I would call a friend." I realized then that I had been focusing on the wrong questions. I was so concerned with what was going on within people in their minds that I had been completely ignoring what happens between us, between all of us. So I started digging. I was like, I need to know what other people have been saying about this. Surely I'm not the first to stumble on this. And I found a 2015 TED Talk, believe it or not, by Johann Hari, and he said something that really stuck with me. He said that the opposite of addiction isn't sobriety, it's connection. And it turns out that this isn't just a poetic idea, it's actually rooted in our neurobiology. And in one of those happenstance hallway conversations with another graduate student, I learned about the work of Jaak Panksepp. And he created something called the brain opioid theory of social attachment. And what that posits is essentially that our endogenous opioid system, the part of your brain that produces opioids, things like endorphins, does a lot more than help you manage pain. It also is the reason that we are so concerned with forming strong social relationships with other people. So that warm, fuzzy feeling you get when you hug someone you love, thank your opioid system. It's responsible. It's also hugely important for mothers who are bonding with their newborn child, a bond that is famously and evolutionarily difficult to disrupt. The opioid system helps us to form, maintain, and strengthen social relationships across our lifespans. Now, this idea is not just related to people who use drugs. So when you look across a spectrum of different levels of analysis, from the neural level to the behavioral, and even to big public health data sets, a consistent truth emerges. People need people. Julianne Holt-Lunstad did a series of studies where she found that one of the most prominent predictors, if you're just going to pick one out of a hat, to look at overall human health and our longevity, it is the strength and quality of our social network. And in 2023, the US Surgeon General released a report on a new public health crisis facing our nation. He released a report on our epidemic of loneliness, saying that it's impacting everything from our cardiovascular health to our mental health and even to early mortality. Social connections are so incredibly important, and they don't just benefit you. Every time you reach out to someone and you send them a message, give them a call, show up, you are also strengthening your own social connections. And you can do that starting today. Thank you.